Hi guys, it's me, Shelly here from Twinpossible, where anything is possible if you put your mind, body, and soul into it. I thank you for taking time out to listen to me, as usual. Mwah, to all of you. Today I just wanted to talk about some of the common questions people have about the Squeem garment, the binder that I used and that I recommend and promote because of the results that it gave me. I said that if I survived this journey, body, mind, and soul, I was going to give it up to everybody in the world, and that's what I decided to do because my mind's still here, my body's still here, and my sanity is mostly here. So anyway, I get about a dozen emails a day from people who are really desperate to try to get their bodies back to the way they used to be. Some are like still pregnant, some are trying to get pregnant, some are worried about it, some are 5 years postpartum, some are men. There really are no limits to the questions that I get and the people that I hear from, which I love them all. A lot of times they have the same repetitive questions, and it's very hard juggling my kids and everything, and also writing a blog, which takes hours a day for me, on most of my posts anyway, because I'm very thorough and I like to do a good job. It's very hard for me to answer all those emails, and people sometimes are surprised when I answer, like, oh, I didn't think you'd ever write back, because, like, I don't know if they think I'm some like weird entity here on YouTube, but I'm an actual person, and my goal in life has always been to help people, so I'm here to help, so I do answer all my emails. But let me go to the common questions that I get, and maybe this will help answer some of those for you, so you won't have to ask me them. But do feel free, if you have any concerns, worries about things that I can console you about. If you're a twin mom to be, I love always hearing from them. I love hearing from everybody. If you have problems, like questions about sizing, do come to me. But if I can help you in any way, like through this video, that might save me some time, and maybe you from having to, some time by having to write me and waiting to hear back. So, the most common question is, does it matter how far postpartum I am, or do I have to bind right away, and that now 4 months later or 4 years later the Squeem is no good for me? No, you can bind at any time. Binding goes back to thousands of years ago, and it worked for women who had never had children. They got their waistlines to, whether it's Scarlett O'Hara's, she had an 18-inch waist. We're not going that far. We're just trying to get our bodies back to where they were, but comfortably, not miserably like they did in the olden days. No, it does not matter. There's nothing about pregnancy or being postpartum after having a child, hormonally or otherwise, that makes a binder work any better than it would months, years, decades down the line, or for a man who obviously never has children. With his body anyway. And people who have diastasis from 20 years ago, there's still hope in closing that up with the binder. That isn't an issue. So don't feel dismayed that it's not going to work for you because of the amount of time elapsed. You never had to have had a child to have the pouch and the diastasis and the problems and want to trim yourself up and be able to do so with this garment. The Squeem, the one that I used, this is another question I get. What did you use? I try to say the first one on the page, but now we added a couple male models, so that kind of confuses people. It's the first woman's model, the perfect waist. Now the magical vest, that is the same thing as the perfect waist, but with a little bit more back and bosom support with the suspender straps. That's the only difference. The miracle vest has a different name. It should just be called, well, I guess suspender perfect waist, or perfect waist with straps isn't as, cutesy of a term, but don't let that fool you. Some people prefer the straps, other people just wear the regular. I didn't know about the straps, so I'm not sure what I would have picked, but I just got the regular perfect waist. They're both made of the same materials, the rubber and cotton. So I can recommend these because they're made of the same thing, and I personally used it. So that I can personally recommend. I've had other people buy the other models on my site. I've never had a complaint about the benefits of them. People have been happy with everything. Never heard any negative comments about, the other binders. So I have to assume that they also do the job. So it's really what you decide you want to purchase, but if you want to know what I used, it's the perfect waist. Also, shipping to other countries. This is a problem. See, I worked on eBay for 12 years, and I used to ship internationally, and it's very, touchy. We only ship now to, confirmed PayPal addresses where, there's some in the UK, there's some in Canada is cool. The United States are usually, confirmed address where you're covered from any fraud, it gives you fraud protection. When I was, doing a lot of selling on eBay, there was a lot of fraud going on with international sellers, and unfortunately those few bad apples spoiled it for the rest of us. So we need to have, tracking, so the shipping costs are very expensive. Squeem is shipped UPS International, the costs are very, very high, that a lot of people would be turned off by it. So, I sometimes will have it shipped to me, pay that $9, then have it shipped out from me if I find that that's a lot cheaper via Global Express or whatever from the USPS. USPS is what I work with on eBay. So I'm used to the regular post office. But either way, it's a lot of money, and I guess if you can't get it anywhere else, shipped to your country, it's worth it. It's certainly cheaper than surgery or anything, major. So while I am turned off, I can't really, unless I'm covered from fraud protection, I really can't ship to your address. But if you're in a country and you have a confirmed address that I can ship to, you can get in touch with me, and I'll try to get you the rates as quickly as possible of what that would be. But if you live in, I had somebody from Malaysia and South Africa, I really, it would be an astronomical cost, and I really can't take the risk with that because of only past people on eBay and things that go on when you ship to international buyers when you're not protected. It's kind of a gamble. So I'm sorry about that, but if in doubt, you can always contact me, and I'll be able to tell you if I can help you out. If there's a way for me to help you out, I try my best to. But USA, no problem. And, around the holidays and other times, sometimes it takes a little bit longer for them to get them out and, get to your doorstep. Please, give it 2 weeks. If you don't get something within a week, 2 weeks. Hopefully you'll get it within a week and a half. For 2 weeks, then contact me, and I'll get the tracking number for you and find out what's going on, because it can take different amounts of time, but it usually doesn't take longer than that. Anyway, what else? Will I now? This is definitely tied for the #1 question I get. Will I need to buy smaller sizes as I go along? I didn't. I lost weight, and I lost inches, and I never had to buy a size under what I have. It has an extra row of adjusters, so you can tighten it up as you're losing if you need to. But it must be something about this magical rubber cotton combination in the Squeem model that, I don't know, just conforms to your body so wonderfully, and just holds like liquid skin. I use that term because it just seems to mold to you and stay with your shape regardless of whether you lose or not. So if it's not an extraordinary amount of weight loss and stuff, then it should still fit. If you gained within the normal range of your pregnancy weight, then you probably will not need to buy another one. I would say 95% of the customers only ever needed one, myself included, and actually I gained weight now. I did it kind of on purpose. Now I'm going to lose it again, and I tried on my Squeem and it still fits. So it really doesn't matter, about losing some weight and some inches. If you lose an astronomical amount of weight, then I'm sure you'll be more than happy to purchase another one in a smaller size. That would be the least of it. I have had a few people order a smaller size, but most of them haven't found it necessary. Only the ones with the bigger weight loss and the dramatic, reduction in their body size, which is a good thing, and so, like I said, well worth the cost of another binder. But it really does have a lot of lasting power and does seem to work so well that, honestly, that question usually is a no. Usually you just need the one size, and it just seems to keep on working. And like I said, if you needed to, then it would be the best money you ever spent. But again, I didn't have it necessary, and I lost plenty of inches. Okay, what else? Are there any Squeem garments for men? Yes, there's a power vest. I'm having a problem keeping that up on my page. For some reason, it's throwing the HTML up. There's a power vest, which is like a miracle vest for a woman, and it's like covers most of the body. It sucks everything in together. And also a trimmer for the men, which is, I guess, like a perfect waist, but for a man. If you need the size chart for the men, just email me. I will send it over to you before my husband gets it onto the site, if you don't already, know what size you are, which is common, of course. And which size should I order? If on the size chart you're on the higher end of things, always go up. They always tell me to recommend that you go up to the next size. It's not a dramatic difference between the sizes, and it's better to err on the side of caution. And like I said, it does have that extra row of adjusters for a more perfect fit, and the material has a lot of give, so it's not a bad idea if you're on the high end and you don't want to contact me with all your measurements and everything, because I like to get very thorough with that. Then that's what I would recommend you do at the high scale of things on the size chart. Better to go up than to, because I thought I was a smaller size myself at first and ended up stuck with it. So, well, I sold it on eBay. Do you accept returns and exchanges? No, and Squeem, it's an undergarment, just like, they consider it kind of like panties and bras and things of that nature. They go against the skin, they're intimate apparel, and so unfortunately I can't accept returns and exchanges on these garments. That's why it's so important to ask your questions and for this video to come out so that you guys can, know these things and get your answers sooner than later. Anyway, what was I saying? One time I did accept the return, and I ended up stuck with their garment and out the money, so I was trying to be really nice, and I guess I was a little naive about it. So I can't, do that. I can't really afford taking losses like that. So, I just want everyone to, know that wholesales are final when they make their order. It's on my site, but some people don't get that. Is the Squeem C-section friendly? Yes, the Squeem can go over the C-section scar. It actually helps support the muscles and everything surrounding it, so it can actually aid better in your recovery. And a lot of binders aren't C-section friendly or are itchy against the scar and rub up against it. And you definitely don't want that and the rolling up and down that some of those Velcro wraps can cause. Definitely the Squeem is the most C-section friendly garment out there. So when you're having multiples, you kind of have to think that you're more likely to have a C-section, or if you have a planned C-section, or just in any pregnancy you might have a C-section, and you're looking for a binder that is C-section friendly, the Squeem is definitely one that helps in that arena and is fine. And how far after postpartum can you use it? As quickly and as soon as you want to. I waited till I got home from the hospital because I had twins and they were checking my uterus every 5 minutes to see if it was shrinking down normally. And so there was so much of that I didn't want to keep taking it on, off, too much of a pain in the rear. So I just put it on when I got home, and 12 weeks later, well, 9 weeks I would say I was pretty much there, but by 12 weeks I was right back where I wanted to be, and I was able to discontinue it. So everybody has their own time frame, but should you ever just want to wear it out after you look your best and you have a bloated day or something and you want to wear it under your clothes, it's the most undetectable binder under clothing, so you can wear it out and about during your day. I slept in it, so that a lot of the time that I spent wearing it, I didn't even know it. So, but it's the most comfortable blinder out there, and it's definitely the most illusional, that people won't notice it, and definitely is not itchy, doesn't ride up, and I don't know, and it's great for diastasis, but you don't have to have a diastasis to benefit from it. So really, I hope that answers a lot of the questions. Oh, I just wanted to add that I've been getting charged a lot of money, like an extra $15 to ship to certain states like Hawaii and Alaska. That's it. So I have to ask that that be paid. I'm not looking to make any money on shipping and handling. Just that seems to be what it is. So I'm going to have to get it into the system. But if you're from Hawaii or Alaska, please contact me first so we can work it out, because I was losing like $15, $20 there. So, you know, I don't mind losing a few dollars, but, you know, again, I got kids, and like I'm not making much off of it to begin with. And I don't have the Squeems all in my house. I call the orders to my friend Nora, who is the big wig over at Squeem, and she ships them out for me very religiously. And I have great customer service. I answer questions, and I give the best deals out there. And unfortunately, they raised the prices of Squeems, so the Squeems are going to go up. So now, from now till Christmas, is the time to buy, and it's actually a 5% off discount code of the low price that's going on now. It's called XMAS, XMAS, and you can type that in for your extra Christmas discount, because the price has to go up a little bit, but I'm going to eat some of it. I'm not going to, you know, I don't want to go up too high. I like to give the lowest prices I can, because I know you guys, you have kids too, and money is tight all around in this day and age. So, but it is the best investment you can make, and I definitely recommend a Squeem to anybody. And if you can't get a Squeem, lined up with something, because it is a miracle worker. And thank you for taking time out with me here, Shelly, at Twinpossible, where anything is possible if you put your mind, your body, and your soul into it. And I want you to be happy and proud of your body, male or female. And so, get going, and like I said, contact Twinpossible.com if you ever want to chit-chat. Take care. Have a happy holiday.